Hi, this is Dan and Mike Ward Infinity. Today we're driving a Q50 Red Sport. I get to drive a lot of cool cars here at Mike Ward, but I love going out in the Q50 Red Sport. They're just so fun and usable. The one that I'm in right now is a 2021 slate gray, 400 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque, and it absolutely rips. And they sound great, and they drive great, and they're good in the snow, and they're reliable. So where I work, we have Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, McLaren, a lot of really heavy-hitting performance cars. And on occasion, I get a chance to go drive them. They're super fun. But what I find is that this power is just so obscenely fast. 700 horsepower vehicle is so unusable, and you can break the speed limit in just about any gear, and it wants to just go so fast. What I find about a 300, 400 horsepower sports sedan like the Q50 and the Q50 Red Sport is it's just so usable. I can take my kids to school, put them in the back seat, plenty of room for luggage in the back, go to the airport. It's great in the snow, and it's just such a versatile car. A lot of automotive press and a lot of people talk about just how difficult this center system is to use. I happen to love it. You get comfort and convenience information below, Android, Apple, and then the CarPlay also on the top screen. And I'm that guy that also enjoys having two screens up for my computer at a minimum. I come from a background where I used to stare at spreadsheets all day, and the more information, the better. Especially when I have the ability to play with this car and play with the settings and the drive mode selector and all the things that work on behalf to make this car that much better to use. So where I'm going right now is just my short test drive lap. And probably one of the favorite things that I like to do is blast underneath this bridge and listen to the exhaust out the back. What I find with the Q50s is that they're just so incredibly balanced. They feel really good and really solid, especially with the brakes up front, the digital dynamic suspension that has a lot of adjustability. I just find that I can really tailor this car to my driving needs or to what the road conditions are doing, and or quite honestly what kind of mood I'm in. It just sounds so good. So prices for a new 2021 Q50 start in the mid-50s, but I really feel like some of the best cars out there are pre-owned vehicles. The certified pre-owned program from Infiniti works particularly well. You can go all the way up to 8 years from the in-service date of when the vehicle was first purchased to cover the entire vehicle. And since this car's been readily available since 2016, you can find a lot of pre-owned examples, and you get this wonderful engine with its twin turbos that spool so quickly, and the air-to-water intercooler. I want to find that this car is just way more refined than being in like a WRX where you get the blow-off noises and everything like that. This car just feels just so much more refined when you want it to be, and then an absolute monster when you jump on the power. So it becomes such a pleasure to drive. You really do get the best of both worlds. So when I'm in my standard drive mode versus Sport Plus, how that really just changes the behavior of the car. Sport modes have been around for a long, long time, but I really feel like these drive mode adjusters and what they call the drive mode selector in Infinity Land really came into their own in turbocharged engines, because you really do change how the power comes on and the delivery of the car, and just all the adjustability that comes with it too. It's one thing to have 400 horsepower when it's a quiet, dry, warm weather day on a twisty road. It's an entirely different story when you're road tripping or driving in traffic or it's snowing out. I have several clients that drive these year-round. We're in Denver, Colorado, so where we are an hour to world-class skiing and the weather conditions constantly change, that they will go and swap tires for snow tires to get the maximum in performance in the cold weather and then also in snow. But I've driven my Infiniti without issue in the snow in all seasons, and we've had some pretty significant snowstorms and never had an issue with it. Especially with these direct mounted turbos that go straight into the cylinder head. It's the manifold cast into the turbo. It's a really neat system. Is that if I didn't tell you this was a turbo car and it's not making all these turbo noises, the power delivery is so smooth that you have this nice size 3-liter V6 that has enough torque off the line, and these turbos just come in so quickly that when you really get in it, it feels like you're driving in a big displacement V8, and you just have all this grunt throughout the power band, and the car just seems so happy about it. It doesn't feel like you're overworking anything, that you can hammer on these things all day and they just want to keep going. It's a really, really stout engine, and they just feel so good. Well, I am pulling back into the dealership, so thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I try to do this every week where I go into a particular element of the Infiniti product or particular cars themselves. So if there's something you want to see, just leave a comment below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.